everybody, and welcome back to my channel, sushidragonmaster, and today I'm going to be wrapping up both June and July because I don't think I did a June wrap-up. I don't remember doing that, so. So, for the month of June, my reading plans were to read Crown of Midnight by Sarah J. Maas, Heir of Fire by Sarah J. Maas, Queen of Shadows by Sarah J. Maas, Proxy by Alex London, and The Rose Elf by Hans Christian Andersen. So that was 5 books, and I read 6 books, and 4 of those were on my TBR. So let's get into that in order from least favorite to most favorite. So my least favorite book of June would probably be The Storks by Hans Christian Andersen. I'm trying to get in the habit of reading one every week of his fairy tales, but it's not working out very well, so I gave it a 3 out of 5. It just wasn't as good as the previous couple that I have read. And then next is Proxy by Alex London. Now, I gave this a 3 out of 5, and just a quick one to point out, if I can find it, hold on. It's signed and personalized with a warning to watch out for chairs. That's an inside joke between me and the author. That's weird. I have an inside joke with an author. That makes me sound more important than I am. I'm not that cool. Just saying. So, while this book, it's not bad, it's very interesting, it has a great plot, the writing is amazing. It's just kind of falls into that category of just not my genre, because it is kind of a dystopian sci-fi type thing, and futuristic dystopian sci-fi just typically isn't something that I personally enjoy. But I do think that Alex London is a great author, and he's great at telling a story. So this story is very well told. Just because it personally was not my genre doesn't mean that I'm going to be like, this book is terrible stuff. So yeah. And I'm actually definitely planning on reading his new book that's coming out in September. So probably be talking about that one later in this year. Then next would be Crown of Midnight by Sarah J. Maas. Now this isn't one of my most favorite Sarah J. Maas books. I gave it a 4.5 out of 5, which is the same rating I gave it the first time, just because like I didn't really feel any differently about it, other than I didn't think it was as good as the first time I read it, but like not enough to change my rating, if that makes sense. I just think that her more recent stuff is a lot better, and this was her second book, I think. Maybe I'm wrong, but this is the second book of the Throne of Glass series, and this was a reread, if I didn't say that. And yeah, I mean, I didn't really get anything new out of it particularly. I do think I made notes in it. Did I? I did. I made notes, so I did notice enough to do that, but that's about it. Then next would be Heir of Fire by Sarah J. Maas. Now this is one of my favorites of the series. This again was a reread. I gave it a 5 out of 5. I also took notes in this, and I still love it. I still think it's an amazing story, and I shit my glasses. And yeah. Then the next one would be Adulthood is a Myth, which is another reread, and I still loved it. And yes, I love it more than Heir of Fire. I just think this is so funny and relatable and it's adorable. And then my most favorite book of June was The Rose Elf by Hans Christian Andersen. It wasn't really a book though, it was a short fairy tale, but it's so creepy, really dark, really amazing. I loved it. Then moving on to July, my TBR for July had Queen of Shadows, Empire of Storms, Children of Blood and Bone by Tommy Adeyemi. I left it downstairs. The Bird and the Blade by an author that I forget their name, but I'll put it here. I also left that one downstairs. And the last one is Tower of Dawn. So that again made 5 books because I am trying to go for a book week, which is 4, but then I do sneak in like a 5th one in case I finish them all and want something else. And I read 4 books in July, 3 of which were for Booktubeathon, and 1 of these was on my actual July TBR. So now again, we're going to go in order from least favorite to most favorite. So my least favorite was The Invention of Hugo Cabret by Brian Selznick. Is that the author? I gave this like 1 or 2 stars out of 5. I didn't get it. I'm sorry. When I say I didn't get it, I mean I genuinely like have no idea what I read. So, there's that. Next would probably be Queen of Shadows by Sarah J. Maas. I gave this a 4 out of 5. This is probably my least favorite of the Throne of Glass series. I do know it's a lot of people's most favorite, but just for me personally, I just don't think it's the best. I don't really think it's Sarah J. Maas' best work. I think it could be a lot shorter. This was also a reread, and it's flopping everywhere. But yeah. Then next would be another one that I read for Booktubeathon, and that was Cat Among the Pigeons by Julia Golding. This was a reread as well, and I believe I gave it a 4 out of 5. It's the sequel to Diamond of Drury Lane, which is the first book of the series. And basically this whole series is just about this girl named Cat who has adventures in England. It's a middle grade and it's awesome. Then my most favorite book of the month actually was a surprise to me just because I didn't think I was going to enjoy this as much as I did, and this was another Booktubeathon read, and that was the first book of the Dog Tag series by Alex London. And there was a dog, so there's that. And, I just found the story very enjoyable. I did not know this was going to be my genre. Maybe it's not my genre. Maybe this is just, like, the only thing within this genre that I liked. But it's another middle grade. It's basically about bomb-sniffing dogs. And I love dogs. I believe I gave this a 4.5 out of 5. And I just loved it. So, yeah. So that was my wrap up for both June and July. Comment down below and let me know what you read in those months. Don't forget to subscribe because I have more videos coming out soon and that will give you a notification when they come out, and I will see you guys next time.